So you've probably been aware of all of the hype around the Solana ecosystem and all of the airdrops and the freebies that are going out. But we are actually about to have the absolute biggest airdrop in probably Solana's history, and why it could actually be worth thousands of dollars. More to come, stay tuned. So we're about to have one of the biggest airdrops on the Solana ecosystem. Okay, I'm going to get right to it and who it is. It's the Jupitor Exchange. So some of you may be familiar with what it is and some of you may not be familiar with what it is. But just to kind of summarize, Jupitor Exchange is looking to actually airdrop approximately 1 billion tokens of its Jupitor token. So currently what is about to be minted is a total of 10 billion Jupitor tokens, and that is actually planned for January. And I just want to give you some context. We all know that Bonk just had a free airdrop for anyone who brought the Sega phone, and that was worth 30 million Bonk tokens, which is about $595. However, what people don't actually realize is that there were more airdrops that were occurring on Solana. Okay, one of the biggest ones that I want to actually mention is something called the Pyth network. They did an airdrop and it was worth approximately around 1,467. They airdropped 4,049 Pyth as, you know, an average, and it's worth about 1466. Literally a free airdrop for literally doing nothing. So with that being said, Pyth network is really not, it's not a substantial project, right? It's only worth probably $500 million, right? It's funny to say that in crypto, but it's not in that $1 billion mark right now. And for investors to make such a substantial gain from that, from a free airdrop, you're probably going to be thinking, okay, what can we expect for Jupitor? So right now we have a total of 10 billion Jupitor tokens that are about to be minted. 5 billion of those are being reserved for the Jupitor team. And then the 5 billion is going to be going towards the community in forms of airdrops. So obviously what's going to happen right after the airdrop is everyone's going to sell, take profits, and it's going to cause a temporary drop in the value of Jupitor. However, with that being said, there is something that I actually want to make very clear. I believe that Jupitor is probably going to be Solana's absolute biggest DEX, which functions very similar to a centralized exchange. You can't do this on other networks like Ethereum because it's so expensive and so slow to work. But only on a system like Solana can you have a very similar function to a centralized exchange because of how fast it is and how cheap it is to interact with the contracts. So with that being said, I'm going to give you evidence, right? So first of all, what we have is Orca. Orca is one of the biggest DEXs running on the Solana ecosystem. You can see it contributes, it's in one of the top spots for the Solana ecosystem, contributing to the Solana value and the Solana TVL. So let me actually pull this up, hold on. So as you can see here, Orca is literally placed 7, right? And they're one of the biggest DEXs on, if not probably the biggest official DEX on the Solana ecosystem. And they have a TVL of 187 million. But I want to get more specific. Their daily trading volume on average in the past 24 hours was $500 million. Now this is going to blow your mind, okay? So their value for their token is currently worth about $7, right? And if we get more specific into this, their market cap is 332 million and their token price is $7.39 if you wanted to buy it. Okay, now that I just showed you a very clear example. We're looking at $500 million in volume in the past 24 hours. Let's look at Jupitor. Jupitor had $51 billion traded in the past 24 hours. Okay, that is an abnormal amount of transactions occurring. 51 billion in comparison to $500 million. Again, I don't know how accurate that is, but you can see the the size of it, the sheer size of it is absolutely gigantic. This is why I believe that it's probably going to be one of the biggest airdrops to ever hit the Solana ecosystem. So we saw how a relatively small project on the Solana ecosystem already generated about $1,400 in free airdrops for users. Just think about how much free value you're going to get from Jupitor. So the growth is absolutely exponential, and we've already seen what the volume is. And the official information with how to actually receive your airdrop should be coming available very soon. If you'd like me to make a video on how to actually get your Jupitor airdrop, just drop a comment in the comment section saying how to, and that way I'll know that you want to actually see that video. Yep, so if this was helpful for you, please do subscribe, follow along. I'll be tracking this event, see how it occurs and what it's going to actually be worth. So, yep, have a good day. Bye now.